Hey everybody, it is Tracy from Launch Tech Made Easy, and I'm really hoping we have a good strong internet connection today, or Wi-Fi connection, because I'm hoping to kind of show you, take you behind the scenes and show you how my husband and I live and work on the road full-time. The problem is, when you travel full-time, you are dependent on local Wi-Fi signals, and although we have a booster, which is a whole Facebook Live in and of itself, the battery swelled and I can't use it. So we're kind of going with just the regular cell phone signal today. So I hope you can see this. If not, I'll just record it and post it later. So the last few weeks, I've been doing Facebook Lives and articles on the fact that my husband and I, a year ago, decided to sell everything and hit the road full time. Now, the first video I did was about why we decided to do it, and more importantly, why we decided to do it right now, as empty nesters with our kids just barely leaving home. And we still work. So there was a lot that went into that decision of why to do it. And then last week I talked about kind of how we did it, and what was involved with selling everything. And then today I thought I'd show you a little bit behind the scenes about how we make it all work. So the first thing I want to show you is what we're living in and how we manage to both work full-time in the space that we do have. And I will say that when we started this whole process, we did a lot of research. Bret and I both tend to do far more research than we probably should in most areas of our lives, and this was no exception. So for several years prior to us deciding to hit the road, we researched the different types of RVs that were out there. We probably toured hundreds of different types, different models, and even, motorhomes versus trailers to figure out what we wanted and what was going to work for our situation. We even took trips out of our general area of Minnesota just to make sure that we weren't only looking at things that were popular in our region. So let me show you what we chose. Oops, sorry about that. I'll flip you around here. And I realize I'm doing my live the wrong way, but I hate to turn the camera now. This is our fifth wheel trailer. There's Sven and Jack hanging out in their little pen. And this is called a fifth wheel. And the reason it's called a fifth wheel is because the pickup truck goes right underneath that nose, and you can see there's a big hitch hanging down. Now, we pull our fifth wheel trailer with a Ford F-350 pickup truck. That's back here behind in the back. And we chose, it's a diesel. It is not a dual axle, it's a single axle, and there's a whole lot of reasons why we chose that truck, but that's for a little bit more technical Facebook Live. So this is where we live. That's the whole thing, okay? It's called a Jayco North Point, and the model is the 377 RLBH, which means we have a rear living room and a bunkhouse in the middle, and I'll explain all of that to you more when we get inside. Now, one of the things, we had a few things that we were really, flip you around a second. We had a few things that were really important to us when we were choosing our RV. And one of them was that we needed the space for both of us to work. And although a standard, like a motorhome where you can drive and walk around while you're driving on the inside, those have a lot of convenience in terms of they're easier to set up. It's kind of cool to be able to move around while you're driving on the inside. We found that they just didn't have the space that we needed to live and work. So when we come in the front door, this is our living space and our office space and our kitchen. But let me show you what was the most important to us, and that's our office. This is usually where Bret's working. He happens to be off-site today, and so he's actually on-site with a client. So this is his office. Now, typically this room would have been, it's considered a bunkhouse. This long shelf right here where we have our printer and our scanner, and in this case our coffee pot, is actually a bunk bed. We lowered it. It was supposed to be about up here, and it was for a child. We lowered it, turned it into a shelf, and took out a love seat that was supposed to be under here, and put in a large cabinet, and then we have a large kennel for our dogs, just in case one of them needs to be put in a kennel, or usually one of them is in there sound asleep just by their own accord. So this is the office. And that was something that was very important to us because Bret needs to be on phone calls quite often, and he needed a spot where he could do that and it would be quiet. And he has, as you can see, a pocket door here that closes. And it is surprisingly quiet in there. When I can do a Facebook Live and he can be on a call and we don't hear each other, except apparently I laugh too loud. And then the other thing that was really important to us is that we have a spot for cooking. You know, this isn't really a camping type of RV. We could take it camping, but it's not, you know, we're not eating brats and hamburgers every night, and we do like to cook and eat pretty healthy. So we needed a full-size kitchen, and so we chose a unit that had a kitchen and a full-size refrigerator and oven stove combination. They didn't all have that, so that was important to us. Now, if you've ever done been on a Facebook Live with me before, you'll recognize the view from right here. That is usually the backdrop for my Facebook Lives, because this happens to be my office. And I generally work outside. I love to be outside. It's one of the things that made me want to go on the road in the first place, because when you live in Minnesota, going outside in the middle of the winter to work is a little less than convenient. But what's really neat about my office, which you probably have noticed is also our dining room table, is there is a lot of storage here that you can't even see just by looking. Let me move my water bottle. If you lift up this table, I have storage under the table. I don't know, I don't want my computer to fall off, but I think you can see that. I also have storage under my chairs. So my whole office fits right in this area. And the neat thing is that at the end of the day, when it's time for dinner, I have to pack up my office and put it away for the day. Now, certainly sometimes we sit outside and have dinner outside, or I'll pull my computer back out and sit on the couch or something. But for the most part, because we don't have common, you know, a space dedicated just, everything's a common space. We don't have space just dedicated to working. I have to clean up. If I've got so many lights on in here that it's too bright, I have to clean up in order to be able to work or to be able to eat dinner. And so I really found that I like that. I didn't think that I would, but it gives me a lot more balance through my day. Now I'll just take you quickly up here, show you the living space up. You can see that railing at the top there. That is an extra queen size bed where the kids can sleep when they happen to be staying with us if they want to. The other thing that was really important to us is a nice big bathroom. And some of the bathrooms are insanely large in RVs. I wanted one that was big enough that we could comfortably get ready in the morning, but not so big it took up too much space. And then we have our bedroom. And the bedroom actually is the part of the trailer that goes over the bed of the pickup. And then in that cabinet right there is my washer and dryer, so I don't have to do the laundromat thing. So that, my friends, is how we are able to live and work on the road in just about 400 square feet. And I have to tell you, there are a lot of advantages to living this way. For example, we rarely lose anything, because if it's not with us, it's gone forever. When we pull out of a site, usually Bret is driving. Whichever one of us is driving pulls forward, and then the other one checks the site to make sure nothing's fallen out of the truck or we haven't had something fall out of a compartment. We have a ton of storage outside. And then once we've done that check, we know we have everything. And it's so freeing to know we've got what we need. And it was the first couple of times we were on the road, if I was looking for something, or the first couple of weeks, I might say to Bret, man, I wonder if I left that at home, only to realize that wasn't possible because there's nothing left at home. There is no home. So it's amazing how not having to worry about our stuff and where it is and managing our stuff, how freeing that is and how much it has changed and opened up our creativity and allowed us to just enjoy each other and get out and enjoy the country and spend more time on our businesses. The truth is we probably work just as much, if not more now than we did before, but it's different and it's enjoyable, and it's a really good decision that we made. So I don't see any questions today, but if you have any, you can definitely pop them in below the video. I'm hoping that this worked because I realized I shot the whole thing in the wrong direction, so I'm hoping that the video works okay. And I would love to help you out. If you're thinking about hitting the road and you're wondering how you can make it work, let me know. I would love to chat with you via email at tracy@launchtechmadeeasy.com or in the comments right below the video. Thanks so much, and we'll see you here again next week. Bye-bye.